Find your niche.
Hello everybody, Christopher Dillard here again with the Niche Finder under Christopher Dillard Media. I'm so delighted to be with you again for another edition of the Niche Finder. We're headed into episode number 22. Can you believe it? Right here in the month of October of 2025. I am so delighted for this interview that you're about to hear with my sister-in-law. Her name is Tiffany Brown, also known as Aunt Tilly, LLC. She's the best cook here in the upstate of South Carolina. Her famous hummingbird cakes and cupcakes, her chicken and waffles, oh my goodness, listen, she has customers all over the upstate of South Carolina and beyond just because she found her passion in the kitchen. And also, she didn't even know it was a passion, but listen, she's great at what she does. She's a great cook. And if you have ever tasted her cupcakes or her chicken and waffles, you know what I'm talking about, right? So anyway, sit back, relax, and enjoy this entrepreneur, this great cook right here for the next few moments. Her name is Tiffany Brown. Don't forget to follow us right there on our YouTube page under Christopher Dillard Media. And when you get there, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and look at all of our content that you can see right there. You will not be disappointed. Again, here she is now, Tiffany Brown, right here on the Niche Finder. Watch this. And it's Christopher Dillard here again with the Niche Finder. So glad, so delighted just to be here. Another episode, another time in history to do this broadcast, the Niche Finder. I'm just so delighted, so honored to God for every opportunity that I have to talk to great people, as one that you see sitting here next to me on this episode of the Niche Finder. Now, let me tell you now, she is a woman chasing God with many roles. She's a daughter, she's a sister, she's a mother, she's a wife, and she is a friend. The one title that has become consistent in every role in her life is a cook. She cooks with passion, and she just absolutely loves her gift and what God has gifted her to do as an entrepreneur, as I call a chef, whatever you need, baker of all kinds of goods, and we'll get into that. I am talking to my sister-in-law today. So delighted to be talking to Miss Tiffany Brown of the upstate of South Carolina. Sister-in-law, well, so glad to have you today.
Good to be here. I am so grateful and thankful that you awarded me this spot to come and sit with you.
Absolutely.
On the Niche Finder.
It's been a long time coming, but I think sometimes people forget that we are still new. Right. The podcast has just started. I've had people say, well, why haven't you had me on? Oh, they don't even realize we just started this year.
Yeah.
This year, we just started this year. So it's just a delight to be able to talk to people like yourself and just find out, where did you get this passion and this gift from? So it had to be somewhere that you maybe, I don't know, maybe a grandmother or aunt or uncle, your mom. Where did this passion of just being in the kitchen and cooking come from?
In the beginning, Chris, honestly, I don't know if it was a passion for me. I'm the oldest of three children.
Yep.
So being the oldest, sometimes you realize that when mom and daddy's at work, they say, go in the house and take this out.
Yep.
So it can be unthawed by the time I get home and we can cook it or whatever.
Right.
So it was, I guess it started in that aspect as a role in preparing.
Yeah.
But like you said, I grew up in the house for a little while with my grandmother when we all lived on 106 Smith Drive, and just watching her in the kitchen.
Yeah.
It seemed to be a place of peace for her and joy. I remember, her singing early in the mornings. She'd go out in the garden and come in. And I just, you see that being glowing off of someone and you think, oh, I want that.
Yeah.
And so that was one thing I think I aspired to be, not just a cook though. I saw her just as a godly woman, and everybody wanted to be kind of at her feet.
Right.
And she never put on airs with that. She gave you what she had. And so I've taken from that and when I realized that I really liked to cook and started to develop a passion for it,
yeah.
I thought, well, what you gonna cook? And I didn't really realize that I was good at it. I did it because it was what I knew.
Okay.
I never really had recipes that I followed per se. I just get in there and I put a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and I'm like, oh, that look good. Let's try this next time. But I think it might have been around a Thanksgiving or Easter, I got a recipe for what I love now is my hummingbird cake.
Hummingbird. Yes.
And I said, what is a hummingbird cake? And so I started reading the recipe and I was like, well, hummingbird, that doesn't even seem like it go together. But that cake turned out so good.
Wow.
And I was like, oh, so you really can't. So, when people tasted it that Sunday, it was something, I guess, that we all aspire to fit in or have a place. You feel like you find your niche.
Right.
And people was like, oh, that's a good cake. How did you do that? And I was like, I just followed the recipe. And so other people came back and they were like, well, you gave us the recipe, but ours didn't come out the way yours did. What did you do? And I said, I just followed the recipe. So when I realized after making it a couple times and other people telling me they had the same recipe and it just wasn't the same, I was like, okay, God, well, what is this?
I was going to ask you, when did you first realize that you had become good at it? Because in my last interview, I talked with someone. Sometimes we don't realize our talent and our gift until it has to be someone else to show us and tell us, because we don't realize our own giftedness until someone else says, you're really good at this. You really should pursue this. So when did you realize that you had become really good at cooking? Was it a pivotal point that you realized that?
I honestly, to be very transparent, Chris, I really have now just become to get comfortable.
Wow.
With thinking it's good.
Okay.
I always, like I said, I love to cook.
Yeah.
And I have 3 babies of my own, so it was kind of a means to you got to fix them something to eat.
Yeah.
But I like trying new things, and the kids will say, "Oh, Mama, that's good," or "We don't like that." And I think I'm really now starting to come into my own. Although I've had an LLC since 2019.
Okay.
And that's Aunt Tilly's.
Yeah.
And I did that because I wanted to make a bid unto there was a business that was given a entrepreneurial role to see if you could, but you had to have an LLC or license.
Okay.
And up until 2019, I did not.
Okay.
I'd always cooked for people on my job, and I've been on my job 20 plus years. And people at the job would say, well, why are you still doing this? Why don't you just open a restaurant? And I kept saying, no, that's not where I want to be. I don't think I could handle that. But as you live and you learn, God is slowly, I don't think it's God. I think I'm slowly starting to see what God has for me.
Okay.
And as a friend of mine told me, it's in your hands.
Yeah.
Whatever God has for you.
Yeah.
It's in your hands. You just have to sometimes wean out the things that we want to do.
That's right.
Or the way we think it should go.
Yeah.
To accept the role and the call for the passion, the things that He's giving you. And when it's a passion, it's not as hard.
It's right. It doesn't seem like work.
Right. It's something that you truly enjoy doing. So like I said, I think to answer your question, I'm just now coming into where I think it's good. Good enough. And like I said, and I always want to do things in the spirit of excellence. I don't want to just get in there and rush something for somebody. If I don't want it, I don't want to give it to anybody.
Absolutely.
Because I don't want you to feel like you're wasting your time or your money.
Or
your money.
So this gift has allowed you to, like you said, become an LLC. It's up under Aunt Tilly's, TILLY''S LLC, and where you cook a variety of foods, not only foods, but you have you're now known for your signature dessert, which we're going to talk about right now. So, and you talked a little bit about how you have perfected that thing. So you are known for your famous dessert and then I want you to tell us the famous or the most requested food that you do that people love to call you for?
Oh, wow.
What are those two dynamics in dessert, in your signature, maybe meat or food or even meal that people like for you to prepare for them?
I guess I'd have, there's kind of a variety. It just kind of depends on what season we're in and where we're going. When I initially started to really put it out there on the market, people love the chicken and waffles.
Yes.
And they just couldn't believe that I made the cream cheese icing that went with the waffles.
Oh, Lord.
And then as we went a little further, we started with the deviled eggs with the shrimp and bacon. Yeah. And people was like, I'd never thought about putting. And I said, well, honestly, y'all, I got it from a TikTok. You find a lot of, people share their ideas.
Yeah.
And so people love those. But right now, I would say my two signature things that people really want without fail, it want to be macaroni and cheese and hummingbird cake.
Hummingbird cake. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow,
those two.
That hummingbird cake, I tell you, is just like the heavens just open up. Because when people try your hummingbird cake with that signature icing on it that you have created, is just absolutely amazing. It is good. So now that you're leaning towards more this entrepreneurial role, which entrepreneur means nothing but someone who is really starting that business from ground up. They take on all of the responsibility of that business. And I know that can be very intimidating to put yourself out there like that, because cooking is one thing, but being in business is a whole different animal, right?
It's a whole different animal.
How do you feel about that? You still taking it slowly, or
I am taking it slow. What I am learning is that God will show you where you are.
Right.
Just like this past holiday, Thanksgiving, I took on some orders, and at one point I was just like, "Now, why did you do that? Why did you take all of this on?" And God, He reminded me is that, in order to grow,
come on,
you've got to see your potential. You've got to see where you fall short.
Yep.
You've got to see where you excel.
Yeah.
But the thing that I learned this season was just not just preparation.
Yeah. But
to always not just so much look in the moment.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have to remember what God showed me.
Right.
And where I think He wants me to go. And so I'm trying to not get too far ahead of myself.
There you go.
And I can't live in the past.
That's
I've got to stay present. And when I need the help, I got to say, Lord, I need some help. And so I just said this weekend, I said, Lord, are you trying to get me to expand? I said, because this was a lot. But one thing I am learning is that your gift will make room for you.
That's right.
But it will also give other opportunities, other people to learn.
Yeah. And
in order for me to pass this gift on to others who may be encouraged to want to cook or to want to aspire. My training was in my grandmama's kitchen, under my mom and my dad, learning just different things that I saw them do. I've had to go and tweak and make it my own. It's what all of us, we have to do. When it's yours it's your baby, you have to do it the way God gave it to you. I don't ever want to outgrow learning.
Yes.
I need to always have an understanding. And I think that that's the season that I'm really in right now, brother-in-law, is understanding.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not being so keen up on it has to be perfect.
Right. Right.
Because when it's perfect, there's no need for Him.
That's right. Absolutely. Absolutely.
But when I see something going wrong, it reminds me that whatever God has for me, it's in me. He's already given it to me.
It's already in you.
I've got to search it. I've got to ask Him for wisdom. I got to ask Him for guidance on which way I'm supposed to go, what I'm supposed to do, who I'm supposed to partner with. And really, it's His will.
Right.
And as much as I want to take credit for Aunt Tilly's, it's not mine.
Come on now.
It belongs to Him.
Right.
And so I have to remember that in the spirit of doing
sometimes people can push us out a little. They can push us out a little bit too fast and too far. That's why I love what you said. So we have to rely on Him.
Absolutely.
Because people can be like, why haven't you opened up your
I've heard it for 10 years.
Why haven't you started? Why haven't you went out and bought a building? And sometimes people can push us out too far when we're listening to them instead of to the one who gave us the passion and gift to do
Absolutely.
it. So it takes us listening to God.
Because the thing about it is that people will carry you where your character,
come on,
And if that's not where God ordained you, it can't hold you.
Right. Right.
And they're not going to hold you there.
No, they're not. Right.
They'll be the first one. They'll be the first one to talk about it.
When you fail miserably on your
right. So I'm learning, like I said, I've heard it for 10 years. You need a business. You need to open up a business. And my excuse in my mind was always, I don't want the overhead of a building.
Right. Right.
And I said, well, God, is that true? But it gave me an answer to tell people.
Yeah.
So that I wouldn't be pushed or I wouldn't feel rushed to do something to please people, because at one point in my life, and I still have to channel and tip back in and say, are we people pleasing?
There you go.
Is this something that you are supposed to be doing right now, or are you doing it for the accolades of the people? And I don't want to do that. I want to do what God has given me for the ones He's given it for me to. Whatever it is that God has placed in your hands, do it, but do it with the understanding that He gave it to me.
Right. Sometimes, there's an old saying that we have to crawl before we walk.
Oh, absolutely.
And so, there are so many avenues that we can make a business work. We think we got to have all of the big this and the big that. Even with this podcast, I'm thinking of cameras and studio and all this stuff I got to have. But you know what I realized? Thank God for my wife. Say you can start with what you got.
What's in your hands?
What's in your hands? What do you have right now for you to get started? Because if you sit and thinking about what you don't have, you'll never
move your feet.
You'll never move your feet. You never get started. So
absolutely.
You have started in your kitchen at home,
right? And
that right there has already launched this business. Because you could have still been looking at, I don't have this building, I don't have this commercial equipment, but you started right with what you had. And that's a testament right there.
It is.
It really is.
It makes you understand that, a lot of times we see someone who I'm a caterer, but I can't compare myself to someone who's been doing it 10 years.
Absolutely.
Or someone who has the commercial space.
Right.
Because that's not my story.
Right.
And when you start to compare, then you're comparing and you're trying to compete. And I don't want that.
There you go.
So I have to take what is available to me.
Yep.
And that I feel comfortable with and I feel like God has trusted me with. This cooking passion of mine has led me into so many other areas. And I'm grateful for, I had an opportunity to do a radio show because I got submitted for my Aunt Tilly's catering.
Yep.
To do that, and I didn't think that being on the air was something that I wanted to do. I was like, I came to you as a brother-in-law. I said, you've been on the air forever. I said, I don't have a voice for it, but you connected me with some people who helped me get a commercial together. And I believe, like I said, God will set you up
right
for everything that you need.
Absolutely.
And so through that, I did that radio show for over a year. But what it taught me from that was that that wasn't for the people. Although it may have blessed some people and it helped some people and it gave some people some exposure, God was showing me you have a voice.
Wow, that's so good.
You have a voice, and with that voice, what are you going to do with it? Table of love come out of that. So I still want to be at the table with people. I want to still feed the people. I want to give them hope and joy. When we were younger, it seems like family got around the table a little more often.
Yeah.
Now things are so commercialized and so much technology that we do more stuff from our phones than we did just sitting down one-on-one.
Right.
So I want to get us back to that table.
Right.
So I don't know how God's going to do that, but from Aunt Tilly's and my cooking, I want to create a platform where we can get back to the table and talk and love on each other and show people that they're not alone.
Right.
Food is a good place to do that.
Absolutely.
And a lot of times the people don't come for the conversation, they'll come and eat.
Right. Right.
And so I'm realizing that there was wisdom at those tables. There was wisdom and it was a safe space.
That's right.
For you to just be who you are. As my friend Ursula would say, your whole authentic self.
Right.
You get to be who you are.
Yeah. And
tell your truth.
Right.
But you may be able to get some wisdom from somebody who has lived a little bit longer than you or has been through more than what you've gone through.
Yeah.
But food kind of brings people together, and I just sat and thought that your passion, the gift that you have,
because you said food brings people together.
It does.
And we don't do that anymore like we
Not
should.
like we used to.
So you really are, your gift and your passion really brings people together and let us have that camaraderie, that family, that sharing,
Absolutely.
and that openness that we used to have. That is a major thing, because sometimes we think it's all about the food, but it's so much more than the food.
Absolutely.
The food brings everybody together.
Right.
That's amazing.
And so it's just like, like with Thanksgiving, you have so much food.
Right.
But everybody's not going to eat everything that's on that table.
That's exactly right.
They're going to pick what they want.
Right.
And that's what that table of love is going to eventually do for me. There'll be a variety of food there, but there'll be a variety of people
there,
and lifestyles and conversations that can be held.
That's right.
I want men and women and young adults to have a safe space where they can come in and say, you know what, I'm just not feeling this today.
That's
and I said, well, honey, get you one of these good biscuits. And let's talk about it. Let's put some, as old folks say, let's put some molasses on it or some apple jelly, something.
Yeah.
Because it will, to me, I think sometimes food will get us to a place where we're comfortable.
Absolutely.
And we don't put on the airs.
That's right.
We can just be who we are.
At least people are coming into the room.
Right.
At least they're there. At least they feel
even
welcome.
If they say nothing.
Yeah. They're there.
You're in the room.
Yeah. You're in the room.
And sometimes just being in the room validates you.
Absolutely.
Because for a long time, I didn't feel worthy to be in the rooms. And honestly, when I got your email, they say, you're going to be on the niche finder. I was like, no, why? Well, I want me on the niche finder. I ain't got nothing to tell these people.
Wow. See that?
But God has shown me you do have a voice.
Absolutely, you do.
And there may not be somebody that you think you're reaching, but there's always somebody listening.
Always.
There's I told my son Desmond, before you gotta go, I said, Desmond, there's a whole nother generation watching you to see what you're doing. And there's somebody watching me. I remember that.
Absolutely.
There's somebody watching me. And and I don't proclaim to be the best cook. Yeah. I just love what I do. And I like to see people smile. I like to see people enjoy food. I like to see them happy.
Yeah.
But if we can get a conversation out of it,
that's right.
It's amazing.
You've done it. So we started this podcast, as you know, sister-in-law, a few months ago. We really wanted an avenue where we could encourage people, have people aspire to go after their passion, their dreams, and maybe even some of them don't even realize they have a dream, don't even realize what they're good at. They're just going through the motions, but they're not living. So what could you say to encourage people to really seek out that thing that they don't maybe not even know that they are passionate about? How could you encourage them to keep searching or keep looking? What could you say to them to make sure that they keep seeking out what they're called to do?
The first thing I would tell them, brother-in-law, is it's already there. There's something. Everybody has something that they like to do, or they would like to learn to do.
Come on.
And so I believe every gift is already in you.
Yeah.
So if you're not sure of what that gift is, I would say pray, ask the Holy Spirit, guide me towards the thing that I'm good at. Guide me towards the thing that's in me that I can pull up.
Yeah.
And tinker and fall in love with it. Because when you love it, there's no limits to it.
Right.
Right. And I think once you tap into something that you enjoy,
that's good.
Because if you don't enjoy it, it's going to be work.
That's it.
And that's not passion.
Yeah. Right.
It has to be something in you that you enjoy doing. You don't mind at the drop of a hat saying, okay, give me 15 minutes and I'm in the kitchen. People can call me and say, I want a cake. And I say, well, it's going to take that butter to sit out a little while before we can do that. But I love to do it. So everybody has that gift inside of you. It could be talking to people. It could be mentoring young men, young women.
Yeah.
It could be working on cars. It could be cooking. It could be painting.
Right.
Helping the elderly. Whatever that gift is, it's something that you already have it's an inkling to do.
Absolutely.
And whatever it is that's stopping you is fear.
That's it.
And that's not of God. So we have to send it back to where it came from and tell it has no place here. And continue to pray and just continue to say, God, give me the opportunity.
Right.
Show me my capacity in whatever it is that you want me to do.
Mm-hmm.
Because if we don't feel like we have the capacity for it, we won't even attempt it.
We won't. What do you see yourself 10 years down the road with your business, with your aspirations? Because I'm sure still some things, some places you want to get to really grow this thing and to really make it more known,
right?
Become more visible, serve more people through your cooking. What do you really see yourself 10 years down the road?
Where I see myself, and this is probably going to sound crazy to most, but I got crazy faith. So in my searching and asking God, what am I supposed to truly be doing?
Mm-hmm.
My platform will have to grow.
Okay.
I love babies.
Mm-hmm.
I want to work with children. I want to feed them.
Mm.
I want to let them know that they have a safe space.
Yeah.
Years ago, I wanted to work with abused children. I kept saying, I don't know how I'm going to do that.
Mm-hmm.
But as you said, food brings people together.
It does.
And there's so many people who don't, let's just be honest about it, who don't like to cook.
Right.
There's some of people who can't cook.
Don't know how.
I want to teach.
Okay.
I want to
awesome.
Start maybe just some small classes, just giving people the basics, because
mm-hmm.
cooking is not hard.
Mm-hmm.
You just gotta have a mindset to say, this is what we're gonna do.
Mm-hmm.
And it may not be like your mama's, it may not taste like your grandmama's,
mm-hmm.
but you perfect it for you.
Yeah.
And you do what works for you.
Right.
And so we can get out of this fast food and always sitting at somebody else's table, because a lot of times we don't know what we're getting.
Mm.
So in the next 10 years, I want to be teaching.
Okay.
And at some point, how the Lord does it, some of these people that I'm going to be teaching will help me. If God sees fit for a restaurant or a food truck, they'll be able to help me because until he is getting up there, and these knees are not what they used to be, and carrying shaper pans with food is hard work. So I'm going to need a staff.
You need a staff, right?
So however the Lord sees fit to get us in the direction where we can serve the people.
I love that.
Mm-hmm. I have some dreams on working with some of the local churches as well.
Yeah.
And food pantries, because there's so many elderly who can either get somebody to pick up a box, but I'd like to have something already prepared in that box for them.
Wow. What a great idea.
So we have greens, and they'll give them to them. We have people that donate them and that kind of thing. But for an older person, it may be hard to cut them, to get them in the pot, to do all those things. I just think it would be amazing if we could connect with some of the food pantries to get a kitchen and cook it.
Wow.
And so they don't have to worry about preparing it.
Love that.
It's something that, you get a box, but you got something that you can just heat up. And I think that would be a blessing to the community, not just the elderly, but some single moms who are struggling to make sure their kids got hot meals.
That's right.
And that cooking class would help them know that they can meal prep. There's just so many things, but we just gotta seek God and ask Him how.
If not anything, you're giving someone the confidence to finally even step into a kitchen.
Absolutely.
Who never felt like, some young lady felt like she's never good at it. She's seen her mom do it, her grandmother, but she is just terrified to even turn on the stove. Right. So you, through those classes, would give her even the confidence.
Funny story, because the first time I was in college, I went to South Carolina State. I actually got engaged, and I was going to make some cabbage. And I had seen my mom and grandma make cabbage 1,000 times. And I just thought, this ain't going to be nothing. I can do this. Y'all, that was the soupiest, watered down cabbage. And I just thought, and I could have gave up. Right then. Yeah. At the time, the guy that I was dating, he was from Charleston. He could make rice better than I could. I was just like, just give it up. Nobody doing all that. And I called my grandmama, and she laughed, and I could just hear her just chuckling. And she said, "Well, baby, what did you do?" And I said, "Well, I cut it and I put the fat back in. I did all the stuff." And she said, "Did you put water in that pot?" I said, "Yes, ma'am, I did." She said, "No, baby. Cabbage makes its own water." Wow. But I was able to laugh about it. Yeah. Because although I thought I knew what they were doing, apparently I missed that step. How you gonna cook something with no water is what I thought.
But you learned.
But I learned.
But you learned.
And that's just it. We learn through trial and error. So don't ever give up.
Right.
Whatever your niche is, whatever the gift that you have that God has given you, mistakes like that will happen. Laugh at them.
Wow.
And get up and get you another head of cabbage and cut it again.
Where can people find you on social media? Where can they seek you out?
I am currently working on revamping all of my social media, but for right now, I am Tiffany Brown on Facebook. I do have an Aunt Tilly's on Facebook and Instagram. You can reach me through email at aunttilly's2019@gmail.com. Again, that is aunttilly2019@gmail.com.
And you do still take catering jobs as you're able to do them. Is that correct?
Absolutely.
Wants something cooked or something baked, you do those jobs.
Yes. You can message me through Facebook, Instagram, or send me an email, like I said, to Aunt Tilly's, letting me know what it is that you would like. And once you reach out to me, I can give you a number where you can call or we can talk verbatim,
Absolutely.
Or meet in person to go over the details of your event or what you like.
That's awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, my sister-in-law, better known as Aunt Tilly, Tiffany Brown, the caterer, the entrepreneur, the food expert. We just thank her for stopping by, being on the Niche Finder today. And as I always say at the end of an episode, we'll see you next time. Thank you.